Hey, friends! Welcome to the Swing My Heart podcast with your host, Nicole
and Hannah. Come join us for some hopeful conversations about heartfelt entertainment that makes your heart swing.
Hey, Hallmarkies! We're back for another episode. I'm missing my wonderful co-host, Hannah, today, but I'm joined by my sweet friend, Noelle, to chat about the Hallmark Movies and Mysteries original movie, Time for Him to Come Home for Christmas, which is the fifth movie in this amazing series. Now, before we get to our movie recap, Noelle and we met at Rama Drama in West Palm Beach.
Yes, we
So
did.
what was your favorite part about that weekend?
Oh my gosh, I think there's so many things. So it was my first Rama Drama experience, but
Mine too.
Right, that's right. I know.
Yeah.
Think, I think, of course, like getting all the time with your favorite Hallmarky stars and like, roaming around the conference and like seeing faces that you may have like engaged with like in different social media groups, but just the friendships that you take away from it, even just making all the connections, getting that one-on-one time with the stars. It's awesome. It was such a fun weekend. It feels like a lifetime ago. I can't even wait for the next one. So it'll be a good time.
It was amazing. A great weekend. I had such a great time with all my friends and meeting all the actors that were there as well. So
it was really fun. I think even just like hearing their stories and I think just even that, just like sharing stories with everybody. It just was it's a unique experience. I think something different from, a lot of other, cons or, gatherings. It's just very unique. And until you actually go and experience it, like you can't really like, you don't get it. But once you're there, you're like, wow, this is just, it's so special. And it's so fun. So really excited for the next one. So excited that I met you too. And
yes, that was a lot of fun.
That was so fun.
Of course, I'm a big Postable or Signed, Sealed, Delivered fan. So I loved meeting them, but I loved meeting everyone else too, especially Tyler.
Yes.
He was so sweet. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Something about Tyler, he just has his way. He's just right. He's so genuine, so nice to just talk with. Yeah. He just makes you feel like you're the only person like there. Just such a great guy. Just like he has like such a great heart.
I wish I'd gotten a little bit more time to meet him, but
oh, I know his lines.
But the lines were so long, and it was Sunday, I think, when I met him. So it was the last day, and it was like a couple hours before the event was over. And I don't know if you were at the Postables panel on Friday afternoon.
No, I wasn't.
But they drew my name for the skits, which were on Sunday. So I had to go to that like right after I met Tyler. So I couldn't stay long.
It was like mad dash. Oh,
but maybe at the next one I'll get to meet him more. I'll get to say
you'll have to.
I'll get to talk to him more.
Stop by his table first at the next one. Yeah.
Yes, sure. I think probably one of the biggest highlights of the weekend though was karaoke night and singing with Kristen.
Oh my gosh. I still can't believe that was incredible. That was incredible. I remember you saying, you're like, I'm so nervous, but you just killed it. It was so good. It was
just.
Oh my gosh. Like probably like I would imagine that being like top 5 moments of like, that's just so awesome. And no,
I still can't believe that happened. Like, what did I get up in front of 400 to 500 people plus the talent that was there?
No, something that I definitely would not have had the guts to do, but like you both, like
you
just killed it. It was so good. And actually I kind of remember before we even got to West Palm Beach, I had met you in there was a trivia night that I
rom-com
experience. And we were counting down, we couldn't believe it, and it just the whole experience was just from the beginning to like the end. It just was such a good time. And I also, speaking of karaoke, I also loved acting with the stars. I think
I wish I'd gone to that.
Oh no,
I missed that.
you have to go to the next, like if they do that again, that was just, it was so fun. I think to see actors, like just those that like don't, you know, usually, you know, get roles in the same, you know, movies, whatever it is, like just like to see them like improving, engaging with one another, doing what they do best. It was fun. And then fans having the opportunity too, to like get on stage and to just with their favorite stars. It was so fun. That was definitely too like one of the highlights, I would say.
It looks really fun, or it looked like it was a lot of fun.
It was good. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And I know that you went to Rama Drama Christmas in Chicago. How was that?
I did. So Christmas is my favorite time of year, you know. Also, you know, my mom, big Christmas fan, hence my name. But it was so, Rama Drama, as we were saying, was just so magical in and of itself and unique in and of itself. But this even too, like, made, you know, having it just be focused on Christmas and made it even that much more special, just because, like, again, like you get to see people and reunite with friends and stars, and you know, during like the most magical time of the year, and also just like literally feeling like you're stepping into a Hallmark Christmas movie. It just was incredible at the historic Drake Hotel in Chicago. It just, every little bit of, you know, every piece of like, you know, the details and the, you know, the event itself, like it just was so fun. And I'm really glad. I'm glad I went. Hopefully, fingers crossed that they do another Christmas event, because it just was awesome. It was really awesome.
That would be so much fun. And there are actually a couple hotels in downtown Charleston which do a lot of Christmas stuff. So maybe if they do another Rama Drama Christmas, it could be in Charleston.
Oh my gosh, that would be fun. I mean, I know. I feel like, right, Charleston is such a charming little city.
Yes.
That would be so fun. I think too, you're right. I think that also added to the, you know, uniqueness of it, like really where you feel like, yes, it just formed the history, like everything about it. It just was, it was really special.
And even if it's not a Christmas Rama Drama, it could be just like a regular Rama Drama in Charleston.
My gosh, like I feel like anywhere, like I feel like anywhere that they go, I feel like, you know, most folks that have gone and, you know, want to continue to go, like everybody's willing to travel. It's just like I said, it's like a big reunion at this point. It's just so fun to see friends, to see stars. Like it's just so great. It's just one of those things that once you go, you're like, I get it. It's fun. Like you just, it's awesome.
Yeah. I was saying, I think just last night, it would be a dream if it came to Charleston, like literally, it would be a dream.
Right in your backyard, that'd be like right where, like fantastic. I know.
Fingers crossed. But I will definitely try to make it wherever it is. So
yes. Same here. Fingers crossed, ready for more details in 2023. I'm excited. We'll see where they end up next.
And Gabrielle and Sarah do an amazing job at the event. So props to them.
So sweet and so kind. Like and so good at what they do. Like go above and beyond. They truly like put their blood, sweat, and tears into everything. And it's just so evident. Like it's just you could feel just like, you know, their passion and all of that. It's just they're great. They're beautiful ladies. So kudos to them for making, you know, everybody, like all Hallmark fans, like their you know, wildest dreams, like become reality. It's awesome.
Yes. Well, I guess we should get into the reason why we're here today, which is Tyler's Christmas movie.
Let's jump right into it. Absolutely.
Time for Him to Come Home for Christmas stars Tyler Hynes as Josh Hart, Holland Roden as Elizabeth Athens, Karen Kruper as Celeste Athens, Dion Carras as Charlotte, Steve Basic as Carter Bishop, Megan Gardner as Madeline Hahn, Tennille Towns as herself, Jay Hindle as Peter Bishop, and David Lennon as Andrew. It was directed by David Winning, written by Marcy Holland, and executive produced by Blake Shelton. 4 days before Christmas, Elizabeth receives a voicemail from a number she doesn't recognize. On the message, a man she doesn't know makes one final plea to the love of his life. My first question for you, Noelle, is what did you love most about this movie?
I think there's so many elements that are weaved into this movie, from, dealing with grief, second chances, hope, friendship, love. Like there's so many different elements but they're all like weaved in so well. Like it's so well written and it's so well done. So I think for me, seeing the parallel love stories, but also like how, like, without, I don't know, I don't want to give too much away, but, seeing how those two stories are intertwined and just, the twists, the turns, the unexpected, but like, both, sets of couples. So Elizabeth, eventually, Elizabeth and Josh, and then, but also, right, Carter and Madeline, seeing just how they kind of find their way back to one another. So I just thought it was just so well done. And I want to say that's probably, my favorite piece, just to see like how those two, those storylines are just, dealing with their own conflicts, but they are, intertwined and dealing with the same type of conflicts. But it was really well done.
Yeah. And one of my favorite things was the chemistry between Tyler and Holland.
Yes. So Miss Holland. So I personally I
didn't either. Yeah.
I never heard of Holland before. And right, like she was just, I feel like she fits into the Hallmark world so like effortlessly. Like she was wonderful. And right, like Tyler, like need I say more? I feel like he just become such like, the gold star of Hallmark. He's fantastic. But yes, their chemistry, they told such an emotional story and just told it so well. And they did it so well together. So yes, I was really excited. Didn't know who she was before, but definitely hoping that there's going to be more of Holland on
Fingers crossed.
Channel. Fingers crossed would be awesome. Yeah.
Another thing I loved was how the movie kept me guessing until the very end. I was not expecting that ending at all.
Me neither. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, wow. When it all just like started like unfolding, and then seeing how it all, both sides like meshed together and came together. It just, I would agree. It was very unexpected. So, and also something very different from what I feel Tyler has done with Hallmark Channel, in his experience and in his tenure. But the unexpected ending. Wow. Yes, it was. It was definitely. I would agree. That was one of my favorite parts too.
Yeah. So right off the bat, I loved the scene with Josh rescuing Elizabeth from the Christmas party, and she says, from a Christmas party? And he says, that is not a Christmas party. That is a bunch of old men in suits discussing their investment portfolios.
I know. That was really cute. And then bringing her to his family's like gathering. That was really cute.
And of course, before they leave the place where the Christmas party is, he gives her his jacket. Chivalry is not dead.
It is not. I know. I feel like all of Tyler's characters, they're just very worthy, and you're like, oh yes, no, right. Chivalry is not dead.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
I thought it was cute how he said, don't worry, I'll get you back before you turn into a pumpkin.
I know his one-liners, like very, 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 very cute, very funny, and always add character to his characters, and they're awesome. I love it. Love it.
I have to mention the Hart family Christmas party and Elizabeth seeing her friend Andy.
Yes,
and the light up Christmas necklace that he gave her. That was really sweet.
That was really sweet. And I also, that's kind of where you start as a viewer. I feel you start, thinking, okay, well, who is it? Is it Josh? Is it Andy? Like,
Yeah.
where is she
Yeah.
at in terms of, her love interest or her interest in general? Yeah. So that for me, I was like, oh, Andy, for sure. And yeah, I think what you said before too, like just the storyline just continuously had everybody guessing. Yeah.
Yeah. At first, I thought Andy was Josh's brother, but then as the story went on, I realized, no, he's probably just a family friend.
Right. Right. And then you see the three of them
Together.
Yeah. Yeah. That was kind of cool. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing the shooting star and taking the selfie, that was really nice.
On the porch. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. That was a really cute scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could tell how close they were. I feel like that was like the scene that kind of like set everything up and you're like, all right.
Yeah. Then we get the time jump and Elizabeth is at work. She has a conversation with her mom. And this was really funny. They're talking about dating and Elizabeth is like, I date. And her mom says, you don't date. You have networking lunches and business meetings. I should really get this because her phone is ringing.
Right. I know. I feel, her character, you could tell like she, I think from the beginning too, like they set it up where like she was very focused and like driven on career and like what she, her dreams and her ambitions and right. So that I think all of, the cast, it was very well cast. Like, I feel like they all had like, they added their own like little bit of their own charm to it and really made it felt like they made it their own, which was kind of cool too. Yeah.
I did like the comment when she says it's 10 a.m. on a Monday. I'm not hiding.
I know. Oh my gosh, I know. It's there were a lot of like really cute moments.
Yeah.
I can relate to that, or this is definitely something I've done or something I would say, or it was really cute. It was nice and relatable. I felt like the characters too were very relatable. Yeah.
And Tyler with his nephew, that was one of the sweetest things. It wasn't very long, but that was so sweet.
I know. I think, like just, he is just so good. I feel like as of like recent, like he's been like, with kids in movies and like, just so sweet. I know.
Yes.
It's like nothing else. Like it's like, what else can you say? You're like, oh my gosh. I mean, Tyler is just very sweet. And that is very endearing. I agree.
Yes.
Especially like seeing him, right. Like Three Wise Men and a Baby. Now the scene with his nephew, it's like, oh my God, two movies this season where Tyler was with baby or baby was involved, and it's like more of this and more of the Hallmark movies.
There's something about a guy with kids that just
I know, it's like tugs at your heartstring a little bit, like, oh, that is really sweet.
That scene in Three Wise Men with Taylor and the baby Thomas. He's like, are you a gamer? My man. Now you're speaking
my language. Yeah, that scene was hysterical. And also the scene where he's holding the baby and in walks he's with Stefan, but in walks Luke, and he's like, you don't know what we've been through. And he's like doing the squats with the baby, holding the baby. I was like, this is hysterical. Yeah.
The cat GIF comment.
Can't. Too much. Too funny. But I was like, all right, 2 movies with Tyler and a baby. Well, there needs to be more of this. Because it's just so sweet. It was really sweet.
I love the moment when Josh is talking to Charlotte about seeing Elizabeth. And then we get the flashback when he saves Elizabeth with the gift. And then he starts talking to his sister about how he likes Elizabeth and he accepts the tickets to the Nutcracker. That was really cute.
That was cute. And another, like, also it's kind of sweet to see how, he opens up, behind, like I feel like the last couple of characters he's played, he's been a little bit guarded in the sense
Yeah.
of in the romance department, but it's kind of cute to see him opening up to his his family, maybe like his really close friends, but I don't know, something always holds him back. I feel like he's become like the second chance, like king.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool to see like how his character comes around too. To like get him to, kind of be vulnerable and open up. And that is really cute.
Yeah. I always like seeing guys with a more vulnerable side. I think that's okay.
I think it's okay too. Like we need, just say how you feel.
Yeah.
I know. It's also that, that fear of rejection where it's like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So, and I think even for this role, particularly for him in the storyline, because he and Elizabeth they were really good friends. I feel like there's that like fear of rejection too. Like, what happens if it doesn't work out? Like, this person's been, so much a big part of like, my life. What happens like if it doesn't work out? If I say how I feel, it's not reciprocated, it doesn't work out. So I feel like there were just so many, like, I feel like there was just so many elements with this one that I really, really enjoy. I really enjoyed. Yeah.
One line that really made me laugh is when Elizabeth goes to the Sweet Eats candy shop and she starts talking to the person that works there and she says, I am looking for a man. And then the woman says, aren't we all?
Seriously. I know. Oh, yeah. No, I think, I know. The one-liners, like they knocked it out of the park with that. Like, that's the thing. Like, I feel like the storyline was, one that, was it was like more, like serious, like, raw, but the one-liners, like that little bit of like, a little bit of wit thrown in, just made it light. So right. I feel like I was on an emotional roller coaster with this one where I'd be like, oh my gosh, like I feel this, like I'm like, oh my gosh. And then the next minute I would like laugh exactly at like a one-liner. I'm like, this is just, it was a really good mix of, really good mix of emotion for sure.
Yeah. A little while after that, Elizabeth goes to the restaurant and she sees Josh, or she runs into Josh.
Yes.
While she's making all the phone calls from the list that she secretly took a picture of.
My gosh, very stealthy. Very determined to do or to find the person and connect these two characters, which I thought was really endearing too, to see her go to such great lengths to like try and fix something, but also dealing with her own conflict. But seeing him for the first time, I can only imagine like, knowing how she truly felt, but that whole miscommunication and misunderstanding. So it's like also that internal battle with yourself in conflict where it's like, I feel this way, but he's not reciprocating or doesn't, doesn't feel the same. And he walked away. It's just the whole thing. So I can only imagine, I'm sure like you see him for the first time in what, like 3 years? And you're like
3 years.
3 years. And you're like, what? Oh my
God.
Yeah.
What did you think about the relationship with Carter and his brother? We didn't get to see a whole lot of it, but I thought it was nice what we did see.
I would agree. I thought it was nice too. I think the whole time I was trying to figure out, well, we knew the parallel love story, but, also trying to figure out, how he and Madeline kind of, lost touch or their relationship kind of like distanced. But I agree. I did like to see that, also that vulnerable side of him too, where he was too opening up to, family or whoever it is, but still, well, I mean, with the intention of opening up to Madeline. Seeing that vulnerable side of him and, getting to, know his character in that way. And then with the twist, it was like,
wow.
So I enjoyed that too. I thought that was really nice to see. You got to like get a sense of like who he was and his character too. was
I
cool.
kind of wish we had seen more of both of them because they are both great actors.
Yes. I think you're right. I think if there was maybe one thing that I would have maybe changed, if anything, I would agree. I think maybe seeing a little bit more of Carter's journey to reaching Madeline, or reconnecting with Madeline.
Yeah.
Kind of seeing like also how he, kind of like dealt with all of the conflicts he was, dealing with, like, on the down low, or on the hush. But I think it would have been nice to see a little bit more of that. But because they were great. They were really,
they are great.
Yeah.
The first time I saw both of them was on When Calls the Heart, because
really?
they were both on When Calls the Heart in one of the earlier seasons. Steve was in season 1. He played a bad guy.
That's something too. Like I have to, start even more broadening my horizons and getting into some like the more regular, like the actual like series and all of that. But heard great things about that one. So
Steve, he played, I don't remember the first name of his character, but everyone calls him Spurlock. Like that was his last name. Everyone calls him Spurlock. So he was a bad guy. And he was responsible for the church burning down, like pre-season 1. So like the church that burned down that is mentioned in season 1, he was the one that was like the culprit.
Oh, interesting.
And
so I guess for you too, to like maybe see him take on like a different role, it's like, oh my gosh. It's kind of cool. I think how just Hallmark in general, like all this, the stars feel like they've been taking on roles as the network kind of evolves too, which has been really, really awesome to see and to witness. So that's cool.
I also know him from Garage Sale Mysteries, which that isn't on anymore, but that starred Lori Loughlin. He played her husband on that show.
Interesting. Haven't seen that one, but
it's a good one.
Awesome. Taking recommendations. So there you go. I'm gonna have to check some of these out. Yeah.
Those are all on Hallmark Movies now. So
okay. Cool. I will definitely have to check them out.
This next scene is one of my favorites in the movie, and it is when Elizabeth spends time with Josh and his mom and his sister at home. And to start off, they're talking about the song in the background of the voicemail and what it could be. And then Josh and Elizabeth start decorating cookies. This dialogue is perfect.
The best. Like, I feel like, and it was funny as I was watching it. So I was actually texting with a bunch of like our fellow Hallmarkies, and as I was watching it, we were like, the ginger frog, or like, this is
the ginger frog.
This is hilarious. We're like, you're hearing it here first. The ginger frog is going to be the cookie of like 2022, Christmas cookie of 2022. So funny. I know. I enjoyed that scene too. I thought it was really, really cute. And it's always fun to see Tyler in the kitchen, like, because it's just, it's.
I just loved when he said, "Question, what is that? Oh my goodness, what is that?" Suspenders. It doesn't have pants.
No pants. Yeah.
I am getting there. Well, I quite like your gingerbread frog. That is not a frog. That is no frog. That is an elf.
I know that was really cute.
And then the icing.
Like, the icing. It just, again, like it also, it was kind of nice to see them, the two characters, kind of like, again, in their own way, reconnecting over something that like most people like enjoy during holidays. And that I think was in my opinion, I feel like the point in the movie where things between the two kind of like shifted, and they started kind of finding their way to reconnecting to like I liked that. That was really sweet. That was really sweet. Their banter between the two, just, I feel like they played off of each other really well. It just worked. that was a great scene. I think probably one of the best, like saying, just because like I felt like at that point, like they started, like she was I feel like she more than him was very guarded because of like their history, how he walked away. But I really did feel like that was like the point where she finally like started letting her, some of the walls come down, and it was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah. I also really loved the scene when Elizabeth meets Tennille Towns and they have that short little conversation.
Yeah.
That was nice. And then she hears the song from the Blue Notes.
Oh, right. And that's when she put the 2 and 2 together with the music. Yes. Yes.
That was really nice.
Yes. That was cute.
I don't know a lot of Tennille's music, but she's really talented.
Yeah, I know. Because like I feel like in most of like in this series too, like there's always like some sort of like musical talent. Yeah, it was kind of nice to also with Blake Shelton's like roots,
Yes.
his country.
The ring toss at the Christmas market. She totally threw that on purpose.
That was so playful and so fun. I was like, this is really cute. Oh, and totally, I agree. Like she wanted to go to that. She wanted to go to that family party. And it's really sweet, like how much they adore her. His family adores her. So I was glad. I was like, oh, that's funny. That's cute. Yeah.
I even wrote in my notes, did Elizabeth intentionally give him the win? So
I think so. I want to say yes. I mean, how could you not? I mean, deep down, she too was like, while she tried to convince herself that she, I don't have feelings for him, like that's overdone. I think it was kind of also like seeing how throughout the whole story too, like she, is trying to like, come to terms with no, like this is like this is how I feel, like really no fighting it. So I would agree. I think that was all part of her plan to give it away and to get to that party. What a great incentive. Or what a great bet. I was like, this is really, I was like, all right, I'd throw it away too.
Yeah. What do you think, Hallmarkies? Let us know in the comments below. We would love to know.
Yes.
I love the conversation between Josh and Elizabeth on the porch about Andy. That was really nice.
That was, because I feel like, they were both dealing with like their loss, in their own ways. But it was nice to see them kind of, address like, I guess the elephant in the room, if you would like speak or talk, that was nice to see. I agree. Because that was just, they were both sitting with it. So to see them actually talk about it, that was
And after that, Josh's mom gives Elizabeth a copy of the photo, and then Josh has a conversation with Charlotte about his feelings for Elizabeth.
I think so. That photo, I was like, oh, like that's just, again, like there were so many loose ends that I felt like, that they both kind of like both their characters like pushed aside or, swept under the rug in their own way. So to see them, kind of revisiting all of like those emotions and, it just, I think the way that it was done was really well. Yeah.
I think one of my favorite mother-daughter moments in this movie was at the Christmas party when Elizabeth is talking to her mom.
Yes. Because I think too, she felt like Elizabeth probably felt, or in my opinion, felt that, she was, living up to, or, her mom's like expectations. So yes, that too was really nice to see. Yeah. Like she had, she had to live up to expectations. Yeah. It was nice.
After the conversation with her mom, Celeste tells Elizabeth that she has a message waiting for her at the front, which is a callback to the very beginning of the movie.
Yes.
For the same reason, which I love that.
Same reason. I love that too. And with the same emotion, because they're both still feeling that, that romantic, connection. but both don't know that the other feels the same way. And you're just like, when is this actually going to come out? Like, I think that was like the question that I kept like, asking, like, when are they gonna when is this gonna happen? I'm like, something needs to happen soon, because like there were just so many, you're right, like there were so many parallels in like, previous like 3 years, like fast forward, like they're back in the same place, like, it seems like the perfect time. It just never was the right time. So yeah, no, I liked that too.
Yeah. It was really sweet when they see each other again and he says that she looks beautiful.
I know. Like Tyler just like his characters just have a way, and they always like have the right thing to say, and just there were many, I feel like there were many instances where you could tell like they were, dipping the toe into kind of the romantic side of things, but there's always still like that that hesitancy, like should I not, like it was always like that question, but
of course he informs her that he found Madeline in the holidays.
Yes, at the mark. Yes.
And at the rehearsal.
Oh my gosh. That was, I think, the biggest letdown, where they're like, you think they're so close to cracking this and getting like, reconnecting, Carter and Madeline. And then it's like, no, not the right Madeline.
And then Josh sees Madeline rehearsing, and then he sees the sign. And he puts the pieces together.
The two together. Yes.
He's like, oh, the holidays. That's where it comes in. Yeah.
And kind of cute too, like how excited he got over that, and like, wanting to tell Elizabeth, like, I figured it out. Like, I know this is it. Like, we need to go now. Like, this is it. So right where he like pulls her and they go, and that too. That was, I think, a really cute scene. Where he's just like was so excited about it, and he just made that connection, and you're like, oh my god. Yeah.
I have to mention them sneaking into the concert and then running into Tennille, and
we're gonna go, and they just go. I know. That was really cute. It's like they came that far, they're like, heck no, we're doing it. Like they
I think Tennille said something like, it's the last door on the right or something.
Yes.
And then she walks by, and then Josh is like, what she said.
Yeah, exactly. And the security guard just like kind of like backs down, or he's like, fine. But no, that was really exactly. That was really sweet. And I think that moment too, when the three of them are together and connected, and they kind of like explain like what they've been trying. Where you're like, wow, that's like very moving. And to see Madeline kind of get also like she too was like dealing with like her own side of like her piece of grief, and missing Carter, not really understanding like so that too was just like the promise of that, and seeing her with her new boyfriend, but knowing that it wasn't right.
Josh and Elizabeth's conversation after meeting Madeline, when he takes her hand and he says that she doesn't have to do it alone.
I know. There were like so many like pieces of that movie where you're just like warm, like you're just all fuzzy, warm, fuzzy, like that was really sweet too. I would agree.
This is probably my top favorite scene in the movie, and it's the conversation outside the diner and the kiss. Can we talk about that kiss?
Oh my goodness. Wow. Like
I think I need a fan.
Just everything was building up to that moment, and you could totally like feel that like by that kiss. It was just like, wow. That was powerful and something really special, and also just speaks to like the chemistry between Tyler and Holland, and just it was awesome.
Yeah.
It's just like, again, I like, yeah, I mean, there were, like I said, there were moments of that movie where like you're on that emotional roller coaster where you're like, I'm gonna cry. You're like, no, I'm laughing because of the one liner. Then I'm gonna cry. Like, definitely teared up during that. I just loved it. I absolutely loved it. That was a moment everybody, I feel, was waiting for. Just was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. That's another thing I like is when guys hold like the woman they love, like with their face, like hold their face.
It's funny. I want to say, isn't there like a t-shirt where it was like, I'm waiting for my Hallmark movie kiss or something like that? It was just,
maybe.
I think I've seen some of our fellow Hallmarkies like with that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, but isn't it the truth? Like you're just like, you look at, it's always the, the finale, the kiss. You're like, oh, wow. Yeah, no, I know that was just,
when a guy holds a girl's face in his hands.
It's like, I'm just waiting for my Hallmark movie kiss. Like, that's like, just like that's just like, so true. Cause I feel like every lady is just like,
yeah. I loved the concert too, and seeing Tennille performing.
Tennille performing, Josh and Elizabeth.
The nose kiss.
So sweet. They're just like all like just like snuggled up on each other. Like, this is just so cute. I know.
Art is in a puddle right now.
I know. I'm like, I want to go to a concert with it just was so sweet. I know. The ending was so good. I loved it. It was yeah. And also, right before they get to the concert, right when Elizabeth talks to Carter, I think also just like kind of both of them like putting like, both were carrying this like around, and I just love how she, like, nobody was pointing fingers. They just all, they were just like, kind of like, this is what I've been dealing with, but it's nobody's fault. Like, I feel like, again, just something that they've been carrying, and just so nice to see them kind of like, put that, put themselves at ease. It was not like be at peace somewhat. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. The scene with Elizabeth and Carter, that made me cry.
Yes. Same. I was like, wow, that was very moving. Yeah.
Do you have any other scenes, or jumping to the most tear-worthy moments in the movie? Do you have any that really stand out to you besides the one that we just mentioned?
Yeah, that was definitely one. I think also like when Elizabeth is like, looking back at, or, kind of like the flashbacks she was having.
The flashbacks really got me.
When she was at Andrew's funeral, and how, she
the memorial
also felt it was like, it was the memorial. And she also like felt, like not betrayed, but like maybe in a sense she did, like, when Josh left, and, there were just certain pieces that I was like, wow, like, I felt like she felt very relatable, like relate to like a lot of the things that she was like dealing with, because I feel like, it's just things that everybody is going through. And she, like, I want to say, the memorial scene definitely, the one we just talked about with Carter and her, like, kind of like getting it out there, and just kind of like putting themselves at, giving themselves like, room to kind of, like, move on, and it's okay, reassurance, like peace. The memorial scene though too was like really tough. Like, that was hard.
Yeah, some of the flashbacks really got me, especially the one when they meet Madeline and they're talking about the voicemails, and we see what happened after the accident, like Elizabeth kind of making eye contact with Carter.
Yeah, no, you're right. Where she, that connection where she's like, oh my gosh, that was you. Like, oh my God. Like, like that, all of that. Yeah, I agree. Definitely. I know, emotional roller coaster, this one, but it was so good.
Yeah. I think that's about it for most tear-worthy moments. I mean, there were a few that I have
There were
written down, but
yeah.
those were the big ones.
I agree. I feel like we've hit on the big ones.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny when you go back and you rewatch something again,
Yeah.
you continue to like pick up on things that you
Mm-hmm.
didn't the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm sure like there are plenty more.
Mm-hmm.
But those were the big ones, I agree, that like stood out for me as well. Where it's like,
Yeah.
it's like that is, yeah.
Yeah. That's what makes a good writer, is when you go
Yes.
back and watch multiple times and you can catch different things each time.
Exactly. Each time there's something, yeah, you pick up on something else and you're like, how did I miss that? Because right, like you're focused on one thing and then
Mhm.
right, you're like, yeah, and
Yeah.
you pick up on so many other
Yeah.
things. Definitely. I feel
Yeah.
like this movie is definitely that, where you watch it again and
Mhm.
again, but there's always something else that you just, you either, discover,
Mhm.
uncover, or even, think through. I feel like this is when you can think through, like the
Yeah.
one you can think through in
Mhm.
so many different ways, because there's so
Yeah.
many different pieces of it. Yeah.
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 I wasn't able to live tweet this one, I don't think, but when you're live tweeting, especially, it's so hard
That is
to
the other
watch.
thing
And
too. Yeah. I forget, somebody did tweet that actually during, I forget who it was, but as like you're right, as you're live tweeting
it's
and
so
keeping
hard to
up with,
keep up.
you miss certain things, and right, you go back and you're like, oh my God, how did I
Oh,
miss this? Yeah, how did I?
yeah.
But that's so funny because yes, you do, because you're just so, and I think that too is
Mhm.
really nice that the stars get on during the premiere.
Yeah.
They're live tweeting with fans. They're
Mhm.
talking about like, different pieces behind
Yeah.
the scenes, like
Yeah.
what they were feeling. I love that. I love
Mhm.
that. And Tyler is definitely one that does that, I feel,
Yeah.
for
Mhm.
like all of his movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always nice to hear
Yeah.
like
It's
his
always fun when
It
the
is fun.
cast live
Yeah.
tweets with everyone.
Yeah, it is nice. And also like Hallmark, and they're always on there on their Twitter,
Yeah.
their profiles, and tweeting and
Yeah.
tweeting. It's fun. It's
Yeah.
really fun. Yeah, premiere night
Yeah.
is fun. It is fun.
Yes, it is.
It is.
I think that's one of the reasons Hallmark is so popular, is because so many of the actors are so engaged with
Fans,
the
yeah.
fans. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Where you feel like they want to hear like how, when they hear, how their work has,
Mhm.
impacted like, the
Yeah.
viewers, the fans, like they're so, they're very grateful people.
Very kind
Very
people. Yeah.
kind. Yeah. So I agree with you there. I think that's another big reason why Hallmark is as big as it is,
Mhm.
just because, the stars, they really do, like, they put themselves up, they engage with fans, and they
Yeah. And they take the time to do it.
take the time to do it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Which is really special. And
Yeah.
really
And
nice.
it's
Yeah.
very rare, because like
Yes.
with a lot of the big name actors, you don't see that. They're just like all about their work. And
Right. And yeah, like that's the thing too. Like, I feel like, most of the Hallmark stars, I feel like they're,
Mhm.
they run their, I mean, I'm sure they have people that help them, but
Yeah.
they run their own social accounts. They run,
Mhm. Yeah.
like we see everything, like we appreciate the support.
Yeah.
It's so nice.
Yeah.
Really nice.
And I mean, that's not to say that some of the big name actors aren't kind people
Sure.
too, but
Right. It's just you feel it more. I feel
you feel
like
it
it's just,
more.
you feel
Yeah.
it
With
more.
Hallmark.
Yeah, you feel it more with Hallmark for sure.
Yeah. They definitely take the most time to engage with
Yes.
fans.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For sure. I agree.
I have some trivia to wrap up this episode.
All right. Hit me with it. Let's see how I do, because, like you said, there are so many small details that you think you pick up on, but you just don't know until you go back and
Yeah.
watch it again. But I'm excited. Let's do it.
Okay. My first question: where is Elizabeth graduating from in the spring? USC, University of Florida, Vanderbilt, or NYU? I just came up with those on the spot.
I want to say NYU.
Nah.
Oh my gosh.
In USC, there's two USCs.
Right. California and South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah. Because, I was stuck on the New York Times where she was so fixated on getting a job at the New York Times. So that's why I was like, wait, why do I want to say NYU? But no, see?
No, I'll give you one more shot and then I'll tell you.
Oh my God. Was it Vanderbilt?
Nah. It was USC.
Oh my gosh. Like, really?
I'm guessing that they mean University of Southern California. That would be my guess.
California. Yeah.
That would be my guess. Yeah.
I think I was so fixated on the New York, like I said, the New York Times. I was like, yeah, NYU.
Good job anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and watch it. See?
Yeah.
I have to watch it again.
How far ahead is the time jump at the beginning of the movie?
That I do know. That is 3 years.
Ding, 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 ding.
Woo.
How many people did Elizabeth have left to call when she ran into Josh at the restaurant?
Oh my gosh.
51, 74, 63, or 45?
Okay, I remember the list being very large.
I will give you a hint. It's more than 40.
Okay. I want to say it was 63.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Good job.
All right. 2 for 3.
2 for
2 for 3. Okay. Not bad. And thank you for the assistance.
You're welcome. Phone a friend.
Phone a friend. Exactly. Thank you for being so kind.
What song was Madeline and her band, The Holidays, singing at rehearsal? Jingle Bells, Oh Come All Ye Faithful, Silent Night, or Oh Holy Night?
I want to say, Oh Holy Night.
Nah.
Oh. But then I'm thinking, wasn't it upbeat?
Yes, it was.
Okay. So it had to be Jingle Bells.
It was Jingle Bells.
Okay.
Ding, 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 ding.
Because I feel like Oh Holy Night, I don't know why, but I don't know why it always sticks with, because I feel like a lot of the movies incorporate Oh Holy Night.
Yeah.
I don't know. Then something was telling me, wasn't it upbeat? I couldn't know.
Yeah, it was upbeat.
Oh, it's funny.
Good job.
Woohoo.
Where did Carter and Madeline first meet? What is the name of the diner?
Oh, gosh.
Actually, I think this is a restaurant in New York City with the same name. And I
Not
think
Stargaze. Was it Stargaze or what? It was.
You're close. You're close. Star something.
Oh my gosh.
What's behind me on my background?
Was it Starlight? There we go.
Good job.
Amazing. I know. I was like, wait. But your hint of it is a restaurant in New York City. I'm like, okay.
I know that because
the name of
that's one of the restaurants we went on my trip my junior year.
Like you were talking about, yeah. That's funny.
That's how I know that.
That is funny. Although, yeah, no. One other thing, not to go off on a tangent again, but that diner, like,
it's really good.
Like that diner is so good. But
it was really good.
The diner scene, I was like, oh, look how like just like that classic diner.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so good. I loved it.
Yes. But that is a great restaurant in New York.
That is a good one. That's the one where they I thought that no, is that where they sing?
I think they didn't when we were there, but
not. Yeah. Thought so.
The food was great from what I can remember.
Yeah. It is good. It's like in the thinking of the same one. It's in the theater district.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
Really fun. Yeah.
It's fun.
Well, this was so much fun. Thank you, Noelle, for joining me.
Yes, Nicole. Oh my gosh, such a pleasure. Thank you for thinking of me. This is so great.
Of course.
Loved the movie. Loved chatting with you.
Yes.
And everyone do it again. Let me know.
Yes, of course. We will definitely have you back on again in the future.
Yes, love it.
Yes.
Well, happy holidays.
Thank
and
you.
Happy
Merry
New
Christmas.
Year.
Yeah.
And Merry Christmas. Yes. Looking forward to more Christmas movies to come. And
yes.
forward to more Hallmark fun in the new year.
Yes.
Drama and all that good stuff. It's going to be great.
Yes. All right, Hallmarkies. I think that wraps up our recap of time for him to come home for Christmas. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed and have a great day or night wherever you are in the world. And we will see you next time. We love y'all. Bye.